they give you. Well, howdy sports fans, how y'all doing today? Let me pull this up some. Well, sad to say that this is a video I'd never thought I'd have to make. I am so disappointed in the fact that I'm even having to talk about this. It's one of those things that happens, and it's unfortunate. It's a part of life, but it is definitely a gut punch when it happens. And this happened to me today. Well, not today, a few days ago. I had to take some time to woosah to get over it. I think I'm over it. All right, with all of the drama behind us. I am calling this video an unboxing fail. I took a big L on this one. The issue is, what's behind the box, and you see it's not what's in the box, it's what's behind the box. Why is that? Well, I spent a nice hour recording an unboxing video. Took my time, screen transitions, all that good stuff, only to have the video not record properly. See, the issue is, you know when they say something is broke, don't fix it? Well, it wasn't broke, and I fixed it, and I broke it. So I have a newer tablet that I was using to record and encode the video that you're seeing here. However, it seems that that tablet, its processor, memory, whatever, wasn't up to the task. My previous tablet was a Microsoft Surface tablet, which worked great. I recorded all of my other videos using that one, and I thought maybe this lower end, yes, but Windows tablet would be up to snuff, and it wasn't. Well, hello sports fans, how are we doing this evening? Well, for me it's evening. For you, I don't know what day it is, what time it is, whatever it is. But we are here today, sports fans, for another round of an unboxing video. What's in the box, you ask? There's a clue. There's a clue. So I'm having to redo this, and of course I didn't realize this until after I recorded the video and I went to go do some post-processing, and all I saw was stutter. Speed up. So long story short, I am re-recording. I can't call it an unboxing because I've already unboxed it, so I'm going to call it a what's in the box, what was in the box video. How about that? Oh, I haven't told you what's in or what was in the box. Well, obviously by now you've seen the title of the video, so you know what was in the box. But let me show you the big reveal. As you see, it is the Skywing Falcon jet. Now, can you see the Falcon underneath? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Yeah, you can. This is the epitome of an ARF jet, and it, as the term ARF implies, almost ready to fly. It's really cool. First, as you see, it gets shipped in two main pieces: the front 3/4, 2/3, and then the rear section, the empennage, which has a molded in vertical fin, and the horizontal stab and elevator are removable. What is cool, what is unique about this is, I'll show you what the claim to fame for this particular model is. It is pre-wired. You see one wire coming here. I'll show you inside the fuse. The pipe is already mounted, the exhaust pipe, but everything is quick connect. There are no screws to tighten, almost. So you slide in and then click. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. On this control surface is a pin, which is basically a button head screw with a nut, and it goes through a blind nut or a T-nut on the other side or inside it. And what it is this pin, that bolt, that screw, whatever term you want to use, goes into this hole, and then you press down on the red. It says on and off. I'm not exactly sure why they use that nomenclature, but you press down on this one to lock it in, and you got that nice audible feedback, click. And to release it, you press this one and it pops back up. Okay, all right, I think it popped all the way back up. Yeah, it did. Oh, nope, it didn't. I lied. Now it's up. Down, lock in. Nice firm press to get it up. Press to get it up. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, and then your electrical connections are pre-wired in, nice seam, and lock. Clack, you heard it. And then I'm pulling. She's not coming off. You ready? You done flying for the day? You burned up your 20 gallons of fuel? Clack. Oop, my thumb got in the way, so you didn't hear it clack. And then off it comes. Easy peasy and lemon squeezy. Right? The wings are the same. Line it up. There we go. Of course, both halves. The plane is shipped with nice thick closed cell foam. The control horns on the surfaces are pre-installed. Nothing to install there. Looks good. You see two more buttons on the top here. This is for the canopy. So when you go to put the canopy on, you lock the canopy in and you unlock. Press hard. Up. Did it come up? No, it didn't come up. Press hard. There we go. I gotta learn how to press harder. Got to do some finger exercises. Any ideas? Anyway, I digress. And as I mentioned, it's almost screwless. What you see here, these are the tabs that you screw into to mount the rear portion to the rest of the fuselage. So there are two socket head screws here that screw in, two from the bottom, and it's a 2.5 millimeter hex key, if I remember correctly, and that's it. So if your vehicle is big enough that you don't have to separate the halves, thirds, 2/3, 1/3, then yeah, these never need to come off at the field. But if you do have a vehicle that can't handle it, or you have other planes in it, you don't have the space, then yes, you can remove these. I don't know about any connections. I haven't completed wiring this up and assembling it, but I will let you know. So, and then what you see here, oh, forgot to mention, there are 2 carbon rods that slide into the bottom here. There is not one at the top, just these 2 at the bottom for alignment, and then you bolt. And I will see if I can't demonstrate that without tearing everything up. Hold tight. So let me, I have a wing on one side, so that's why it wants to tilt to that side. Maybe you notice this nice stand. They provide you this stand in the kit, in the box. So a nice PVC stand. You don't even have to go buy one. You don't have to make one. They give you one. Way cool. So let me see if I can slide this on. Probably would have made much more sense to remove the wing. But here we go. I know you can't see a dang on thing, can you? Hold on, let me switch views. Maybe you can see something there. Let me turn this kind of sideways so that maybe you can see what I'm doing. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. You still can't see anything, but trust me, I am lining the holes up down the bottom on those carbon tubes. All right, it's there. I don't think you're going to be able to see anything more from that view. Maybe I can zoom in from the other view without knocking stuff over. Let's see. Can we get a good zoom? Oh, let's switch views. All right. I'm trying not to move the tripod, but still allow you to see what goes on. What goes on? All right. All right. Hopefully you can see that. All right. So, as I mentioned, there are 2 button head screws here, or I'm sorry, not button head, socket. Socket, whatever. Hex head screws. Never mind. Anyway, you get the idea. So you slide this together. I say you slide this together, and then you use your Allen wrench. That is not supplied, by the way. They do supply, and now where am I? They do supply a Torx. Can you focus? Focus. They do supply a Torx screw or wrench. I have yet to figure out what it's for on the plane. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, I think this one is, I think I did unscrew this one enough. Might help put my glasses on. Old eyes, fellas, old eyes. Okay. Slide together. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why you won't go in. I have a wire hangling dangling. Okay. There was a servo lead hanging in. All right, now we push together and then we tighten up. Tighten up. What I'm going to do is slide this guy forward to get some weight on it, on the stand, to help bring it together. There we go. All right. So, we're gonna go around to the other side. Then maybe you can see something. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right. Got her together. Do 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 do. All right. That one is nice and snug. Let's get you going. Get you nice and tight. Oop. Yeah, I don't recommend trying to do this with one wing already in place. Make sure she's nice and tight. All right. Now, one thing about these screws that these bolts that I'm screwing on here is, if you do need to unscrew, that's nice and tight. So if you need to unscrew, you don't have to worry about pulling the screw all the way out. Now, see if I can't get the camera in and show you what I'm talking about. Because they use a wheel collar. They use a longer screw, and it looks like a wheel collar on the other end of the screw. Through the blind nut or T-nut, the screw goes down, there's a wheel collar, and then when you go to unscrew, you don't have to worry about pulling the screw all the way out. The wheel collar will stop it from falling out. So it's a pretty good idea. All right, so that is how she gets put together. All right, let me zoom back out. Wrong way. Oop. Get your head out the way. I think I moved camera. All right. All right, that's good enough. All right, so. What did I knock over? Also, as I mentioned, nice long canopy, fiberglass. The whole paint is fiberglass. Your formers are wood, and some of them have that faux carbon. It's not over wood laminate, but I love the smell of fiberglass in the morning. Polyester fiberglass, polyester resin. Ha ha! All right, so similar concept. You have your keyhole screws. Drop inside the keyhole, slide back, and lock. And it is a little bit fiddly at times. I've only done this a couple times, trying to get all 6 of these holes to line up. Takes a little bit of practice, but not too bad. Slide it back and lock it in. Clack. It is on. She's not going anywhere. Very cool. Very, very cool. So I did mount all 4 wings. I did mount both the port and starboard wing previously. Went together. And as you see, I have the elevator mounted. I did run into one problem, though, with, I think, this wing, with the port side wing. What I determined was, actually, I'll tell you what the issue was. What the issue was is I would put it on, and it's underneath the lock mechanism, and it wouldn't click in. It would just pop right back. It would not latch, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Took me a while to finally figure out. The problem was this pin, this screw, wasn't at the right height off the root of the wing, and it took me a while to finally realize that's what it was. And once I realized that, I tried just, I'll screw it in, I'll screw it out, and just, trial and error. I still couldn't get it right. So what I ended up doing was getting a, open up, try to have it open. A set of calipers. I want to call it a micrometer. I don't even know if caliper is the right word. But what I ended up doing was getting a set of calipers and measuring the rear one, which did click in nicely, and then I went to set the front one to that same height, and that got me close. It would kind of sorta. So then I just would, from that point on, I screwed out, but then I screwed it out a little bit too far, and it was creating a gap between the root and the fuse where it definitely wasn't going to latch, because inside the hole is a metal piece, and if this pin is too far out, it hits that metal piece and doesn't allow it to seat properly. So once I realized that, I screwed it in some more, and I kept messing with it, and I finally got it. So I just say all of that to say that was the only issue with assembly that it came across. So as you see, all of the wire, all of the electrical connections are here, and they're nicely labeled. Hopefully you can read that. See if she'll focus. Get my big head out the way. Hopefully that's in focus. Yeah, it looks like it is. All right. And then again, you slide that on there and away you go. So as I mentioned, now this one was a little bit tight on the rod, if I remember correctly. And I really did have to reach on the other side. Yeah, this one's tight. And the other side's not latched in. It pushed the other side out. But once you do that, you get it on. Reach underneath. Click 1. Click 2. Wing is on. She's good. Now, you may say, that's all well and good. I still don't trust it. I hear you. I hear you. We got some doubting Thomases out there. I don't know why Thomas was labeled a doubter, but fortunately for me and for you, we have a world-class pilot that flies at our field by the name of Santiago Perez. And our field is in Laurel, Maryland. The club I'm a member of is Free State Aero Modelers, and we fly at the Conterra Model Air Park in Laurel, Maryland. And Santiago has been flying this plane there. And he's 3D, all that good stuff. But I can show you better than I can tell you. All right. So this is our field in Laurel, Maryland, and I believe this was just this weekend. Look at those rolls. Those wings are on there. Now Santiago is flying with a King Tech 180. He has the thrust vectoring hardware installed. Look at that spin. Look at that. And he has been wearing this plane out. I personally have seen him put 8 flights on this plane. That's Santiago in the red, obviously. He'd be kind of cool if he was holding the camera and flying. He's hovered. He's done all kind of flips, stalls, rolls, turns. Look at that. And look at that, look at that, look at that. Those wings are on. They're not going anywhere. The canopy is on. The tail section is on. he has been wearing this plane out. No problems. So if you're on Facebook, you can look him up, Santiago Perez. I believe he's a team member for JR Propo. I could be wrong on that, but I believe so. Well, he has a shirt on. Look at that, JR Propo shirt. Woo! That's how you mow the grass. All right. It hovers nicely. With that King Tech 180, it will pull out. I mean, it's not a rocket ship pulling out, but she'll pull right on up and out the way. Skywing recommends up to 190, and they say that if you run the 190, that you should not have a long extended period of full throttle. So he's running a King Tech 180. I don't know what I'm going to put in this plane, and honestly, I bought this plane. I wanted to assemble it and maiden and fly, but I actually bought this plane just for the experience and practice of assembling it, and I am actually going to sell this plane when I get it done. So maybe if you're interested in buying this plane from me, you can do so, and we can have a discussion about that. You can reach me at my email address is JKEPPS. That's let's see, what's the alpha? What's the phonetic alphabet? Juliet Kilo Echo Papa Papa Sierra @gmail.com. So JK Epps. I'm Jordan. Did I not introduce myself? I'm Jordan Epps, and my Gmail is jkepps@gmail.com. Drop me an email if you think you might be interested in buying this from me. I am trying to decide what turbine to put in here. Like I say, Santiago has the King Tech 180 in his. I am planning to install the thrust vectoring hardware. They recommend I think a 160 to 180. Here, let me go to the, let's see. Yeah, there we go. They recommend 120 to 140 for normal sport flying, which is me. I am not one of these 3D people like you just saw. I am a solid intermediate flyer. Let's put it that way. 160 to 190 for 3D vectored thrust vectoring flight. So I was looking at also Skywing 170 maybe, Skywing 190, and of course you have your other companies, JetCat, Jet Central, and a host of others. But those are the sizes that they recommend. So what do you think? What turbine manufacturer and size do you think I should put into this this plane? Give me your thoughts down in the comments. Drop me a comment. Let me know. My other decision is servos. This guy, actually, I guess I will show you that again. It obviously has servos for each flight surface. 2 for the flaps, 2 for the ailerons, 2 for the elevator, and 1 for the rudder, and you need 2 for the thrust vectoring. The thing to keep in mind that only the flaps use a standard size servo. The other servos are, I guess that's considered mini, a mini size servo, and so keep that in mind. Don't go out and buy, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, actually the steering wheel, that's a 9. Yeah, that's actually, I'm sure that's either a mini. I don't think that's a micro. But in any case, don't go out and buy 10 servos standard size. They're not going to fit. Only two standard servos will fit. So keep that in mind when you go to do your thing. All right. I don't have much more. Oh, actually, no, I wanted to show you the inside, right? You want to see what's inside the fuse. So let me show you that. Let me pull the camera off the tripod. Let me open this puppy up first. Now that the wings are on, I don't have to worry about this falling off the oops. Unlatch. Yeah, you unlatch. I clipped my fingernails today, so I can't get my fingers in between. If you do any manual labor, if you work on a car, you know that a little bit of fingernails are always a good thing. All right, so let me show you up close and personal. Yeah, that's not going to stay. I'll pull the camera off the tripod. One of the things to keep in mind is everything is mounted. You don't have to mount much of anything. Hopefully this will not turn off when I unplug the power. That would defeat the purpose of having power, right? A battery. All right. I'll do this slowly so I don't give you seasickness. All right, so the tank, the fuel tank, is already mounted. And the smoke tank, 1 liter. So you can see the smoke tank is 1 liter, and you can see down beneath there, the fuel tank is 3.5 liters. All the wiring is done. No need to wire anything. These are the quick connects for your surface control, and this is the latch for the push button latch. You see the black one here, the red one's in front. I don't know if you can see that as red or not. I don't have any light down there. I don't think you can see. Maybe you can see. What you see down here, let me see if I can point to it right there. That's the socket cap, socket head, whatever you want to call it, screws. And you can't see it, but there is the wheel collar that's on the back side of the screw that keeps it from coming out. Of course, you see the pipe is there. Your turbine mount. Again, there's some of that. Actually, I think this might actually be. Yep, that is actual carbon. That is not carbon and wood. Looks like it's maybe 1/8 inch-ish carbon. Okay. Wires are decently, neatly routed, as you see. They did a decent job there. Coming up front, you see the wires there too. Again, going through that former individual slots. Come forward. What you can just see, I can't get my camera any further, is the back of the UAT. Right there. It's a red UAT. That's probably the best view you're going to get. And since I'm talking about the UAT, I will tell you about an issue I ran into. So when I got the box open and unpacked, 2 screws fell out. 2 really small screws. I was like, what did these go to? And then before I had the tail attached, I was moving the plane around and I heard something rattling. What was rattling? The UAT. I don't know if you can see it through the... Can you see it through the opening? Yeah, you can see the glass. Hold on. Let me get my... But the UAT is loose. 2 of the screws had fallen out. So now I got to get my hand in there with a tool and tighten up the 2 existing screws and find a way to get the other 2 screws out. I've already unscrewed this front plate. Let me show you. There, take that off. There you can see the front gear. And it is all JP gear, I believe. JP ray tracks and brakes. Pre-installed. Just got to bring your wires back to your controls. Your equipment and mounting plate. This is the battery plate, by the way. And you see they have the slots already cut in for your straps. And they did provide straps, battery straps. They have all of your connections already made for your power, your engine, landing gear, receiver, and smoke or receiver, or smoke and receiver. So if you want to do a dual battery setup, battery 1, battery 2, and your smoke pump is running off of battery 2. They have the cutouts already for your fuel and your smoke fill, and they give you the filler hardware. Of course, a slot to bring your wires through, and you can mount your receiver, your power box, your power expander, whatever you want to use, and gyro and whatever else. So I think that's pretty much it. The intake is a honeycomb kind of deal, and it's fairly thick too. It's nice and sturdy, nice and thick. I noticed when Santiago was flying his plane made like a buzzing sound, and I guess we both thought that it might have been because of the intake, the air trying to come in, be sucked in through that honeycomb. But another modeler heard it and said, oh, he thinks it's the thrust vectoring hardware. So by default, out of the box, it comes straight pipe. Okay, but you can see the screw hole here. Screw hole, I don't know if you can see that one. Screw hole there, where you mount the thrust vectoring hardware. Let me put the camera back on the tripod, and I will show you that. All right, so let me put the canopy on so I don't knock it. I'm trying to be very good because my middle name should be Hanger Rash. That should be my call sign. Jordan Hanger Rash Epps. Because I swear, I crash a lot. Well, not a lot, but enough. But just moving stuff around, oh my goodness. I get a lot of hanger rash. All right, let me grab what else was in the box. Oops. Whew. Trying not to fall, trying not to. All right, let's get you out the way. Actually, let's have a sip. Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. All right. So, let me just slide all this stuff forward. Give you a better view. And then come around. So, I was mentioning servos before. What brand servos do you think I should put in this guy? I have used predominantly high-tech in the past for for prop, EDFs, that kind of thing. But I haven't built a turbine-powered plane with high-tech. I haven't built a turbine-powered plane at all. So, what do you think? High-tech? Is high-tech okay? Why not? It works. JR, Savox, MKS, Pro Modeler. Who? What do you think? What would you put in this plane? What brand servos? Let me know. Again, down in the comments. Let me know what you put in there. In the bag, as I mentioned, hopefully this will focus. Too much light. They give you the fueling hardware. For your fuel and smoke, and they give you 2 of the remove before flight for the vents. Sorry if my hands are a mess. I've been out doing yard work today and have washed my hands multiple times and washed the oils right out of my hands, as if that's an excuse for being ashy. Ashy Larry. All right, what else did they give you? I don't really know why. They also give you in the box, come here. They give you these wood pieces. This is not all of them. I must put the other one somewhere. But they give you these wood pieces to mount, I guess, for which model of turbine you may have. Will that focus? Is that focusing? Come on, focus, focus, focus. All right, you're not going to focus. But, and then where to put my glasses so I can't see, I can read it to you. Of course. Anyway. So this looks like there was a King Tech 180. A couple of King Techs here. 180 and 160 G4. Hopefully that focuses. Doesn't look like it. Skywing. Okay. But what if you're a Jet Cat? What if you're a Jet Central? What if you're somebody else user? Sorry, we don't have those. What they also give you are your angle finding pieces where you mount on the surface so that you can set your throws. Hold on. You can set your throws for your aileron, flaps, elevator, rudder. That's pretty cool. And let's see, the concept is you put it there and then a thresher adjust your throws accordingly. Too cool. All right, what else did they give you? They give you these balancing rings. So the thought is, the idea is you mount this to the spar tube and hang the plane and balance it. Hang the plane and balance it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. As I mentioned before, you get some battery straps, 2 of them. Sweet. You get the landing gear controller, retracts and brakes controller. And again, I think this one actually says JP. It says Skywing, but I think it also says JP somewhere too. You get some additional cable management pieces. Let me come over here more. Glue those in. Use them where you want to use them. They give you a good amount. Velcro for your batteries. They also give you the rods for the thrust vectoring. The push rods for the thrust vectoring. They give you a brass pipe for smoke. So you bend this guy and you mount it and flatten it. I've done the same thing before. I have a Jet Cat turbine mounted on a test stand, and I did add a stainless steel pipe, and what I did is I put a razor blade, Not a standard single edge right away, but one of these guys. Put it in the end, and then with it mounted in a clamp or a vise or something, use a hammer. Use a hammer and flatten it into that tube around the razor blade. That seemed to be the right thickness to give a nice fan for the smoke oil. Works pretty well. Works pretty well, if I say so myself. What else did they give you? They also, this is the thrust vectoring hard. Guess I can take it out the bag. Get the cat out the bag. They give you fuel tubing, a fair amount. I don't know if there's anything wrong with using this or using some of the higher end stuff. They also give you the thrust vectoring hardware, where, remember those 2 screw holes? I showed you 1 screw hole there, 1 screw hole there. So let's assume, actually I think it goes this way, yeah. So let's assume it's mounted, and 1 push rod to make it go whoop, 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 to do those nice vertical flips. And then, oop, oh, then yeah, this one would make, since you're mounted here, you would. So anyway, very simple to mount. They give you the mounting hardware, of course. All right. All of your ball links. Okay. And the push rods, where are they? They're around here somewhere. Where are the push rods? They're there though. They were included. I put them somewhere. And the only other thing that I have yet to figure out what it's for, I believe it might be for the landing gear somehow. But in this bag, I think this might be the steering link for the landing gear. But I have no idea what this piece is. Hold on. I have no idea what this is. This thing slides up and down on this shaft. I don't know. I asked Santiago about it. He mentioned he thinks it goes to one of the landing gear. I think to the nose gear, he might have said. But I can't figure that point out. I don't know. And none of the documentation on Skywing site mentioned. They show it, but they don't tell you what it's for. So this is a mystery. If you know what it is, let me know. Let me know. Maybe you can tell me before I can find out on my own. I don't know. So yeah, that's what's in there. Forgot to mention one thing. They did include a set of wing bags for every surface. You got the shiny metallically looking ones, and then they also give you for the fuse this more quilted padded looking ones. So another one for the wing, and then the other half of the fuse. I say half, but you know what I meant. So yeah, very complete. I'm sure the other wing bag manufacturers, I know I think that's it. I know Jonathan from the lighter side of RC, he gets Revic bags made. So I'm assuming at some point Revic will make bags if they haven't already for this guy. So yeah, that was another nice touch. Again, my nickname is Hanger Rash. So these are a win. Now, let's talk about what wasn't included. Instruction manual. None whatsoever. You say, yeah, nobody's including instruction manuals. Go to Skywing site. I'm sure you can download it. Negative. There is no instruction manual on Skywing site. They do have videos showing the plane itself, how to assemble it, all that good stuff. And honestly, I think for this plane, you really don't need it. The only thing that would have been nice is, you know, some kind of documentation, some literature with contact information, content, so that you can inventory, make sure that you got everything you were supposed to receive, or you received everything you were supposed to, all that good stuff. Yes, that is on Skywing site. It gives you a list of what comes with the plane. But yeah, nothing at all. Nada. No stickers, no quality control check, little slips of paper, nothing. Just two huge boxes. So in any case, this is the Skywing Falcon. And I am going to be assembling it. Today is the 29th of April. I received this guy. I had a business trip last week, and I believe it showed up on Monday of last week, and for delivery. Nobody was home. My wife works from home part of the week, so Tuesday she went to the post office and picked it up for me. So yeah, I didn't get home until Friday, so I have had it in my possession since Friday of last week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, today is Tuesday. 5 whole days. So I like it. I really, really like it. So what I need to do is acquire all of my gear that I'm going to put inside this guy. And when I do that, I'll make a second video. I was contemplating a lighting kit. Maybe cut into the wing and put some wing lights, some wingtip lights. Well, not here. A light up top. Maybe a light on top of the rudder. Light on the nose gear. I don't know. Lights. What do you think? I like lights. What do you think? Should I modify this puppy and add some lights? Give me some information. Let me know what you think. If you do like lights, what lights? I know, what are they? There's Sky Candy. There is I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of the name of the other popular lighting system. So all that good stuff. As far as other electronics, I'm a Futaba flyer, so I'm going to, at least my plans initially are to set this guy up with Futaba, dual receivers, 2 receivers. I also going to add an expansion box. Futaba has their DPLH box. I was planning on using that, but you know, I'm not tied to that. I'm not married to it. What do you think about, you know, like a power box instead of the DPLH? Or I know JR has one, Jetty has one, and there are a host of other brands with their power expansion modules or blocks or whatever you want to call them. Let me know. What do you think? The Futaba DPLH, is that good enough? I don't know. It'll be my first time using one of those, so I have 0 experience with it. Gyros. Think about adding a gyro. I've used the Aura gyro. I have several Flex kits that come with the Aura, A-U-R-A, pre-installed. I've also purchased additional Auras, the Aura 8, Aura 8 Pro, Aura 12 Pro, which can take dual batteries for the gyro. And of course, all of your control surfaces are off of that. Or I see all a large number of the jet guys use the Cortex Demon Pro Gyro. What do you think about that? And my other turbine plane that I bought pre-built, there is a Powerbox SRS with built-in iGyro. What about iGyro? I don't know. So, do you have a gyro preference? Which one do you think I should lean with? The Aura I've used. I won't say downsides of it. One of the things to keep in mind with the Aura, for programming, you have to hook it up to a laptop or a tablet or whatever and run the Aura software to program the Aura. I've watched videos for the Demon. Like I said, I've never used one. And it seems stupid simple. You plug it in and, bop the joysticks, the gimbals, and you're good to go. I would imagine there's still some additional programming you could do with a laptop. There's got to be more to it than just their initial setup, but maybe there isn't. I don't know. I've never used one. But again, I'm not married to any one particular set of hardware. So if you like something, let me know and tell me why. I watched the videos for the Demon, and I'm like, that's simple. I like simple. But then I work with the Aura. I'm like, man, this thing is powerful. It is so versatile, so flexible. You can do a lot of stuff. And the main concept behind the gyro, the Aura, is all of your programming is done through the Aura. Your rates, your dual rates, your expo, everything. Although I know a lot of guys who still prefer to do the expo on the radio itself versus letting the gyro do it. But the Aura, the concept, the idea is it should handle the vast majority of the mixing and setup of your radio on the Aura, on the gyro itself. So it has a lot of configuration that you can do there. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying it's a thing. So, all right. Well, I think I've rumbled on enough. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But whatever I forget, I'll put in the next video. So I'm hoping to acquire the rest of my hardware and be, if not done, close to done by the end of May, and have one of our club members maiden it for me. I don't have my turbine waiver yet. I want to get that. I wanted to get it last year, but life got in the way. Work, business, all that good stuff got in the way. I am going to check that box this year. I am going to fly turbines. So, wish me luck. And give me some tips, some all the good stuff, pointers, and we'll go from there. Okay, sports fans, I think as I mentioned, I've rattled off enough, and I'm done. Well, done with the video. So, hopefully this unboxing fail wasn't too problematic, and so the what was in the box video hopefully made up for it. So, give me some feedback, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.